pros and the cons of living in Sylvan Lake. You guys asked for it, we're gonna deliver. Shalane Walls and Jason Walls here with the Walls Real Estate Group, and today in this video we're talking about the pros and the cons of living in Sylvan Lake. So if you're thinking about moving to Central Alberta, you're gonna wanna watch this video. So it's not all sunshines and sunsets, and we're gonna dive into it. Let's go. Let's dive into the pros of Sylvan Lake, and if you've been following us on this channel, you know I love to talk about the pros of everything. Obviously, I'm sure you guys can guess it. The first pro is lake life. Who doesn't want lake life? It's like you're on a permanent vacation all the time. Who doesn't want that? So you can live in this great community and hit up the lake anytime you want. Look at this. You can go boating, you can go fishing, you can go jet skiing, you can take a late night paddleboard, you can take a romantic walk down this beautiful boardwalk, you can go for things to eat, you can sit on your balcony if you're fortunate to pick a house on Lakeshore Drive, watch the sunset, sip a wine, and enjoy that beautiful lake every single day. So I could talk on and on about the benefits of the lake, but let's talk about more pros about Sylvan Lake. Another pro of Sylvan Lake is its beautiful parks, its trails, and everything that you can do here to be active, stay active, and get active. Did you know Sylvan Lake has many festivals like the 1913 Festival? What the heck is the 1913 Festival? I encourage you to Google it, check it out, write a comment, tell us what you think about it. Aside from that, there are many other festivals. There's the Winter Festival, which they light up the lake. It's beautiful, there's fireworks. There is also the Winter Slide Festival and Snow Sculpture Festival. So people come and they do the snow sculptures, they do the ice slides. This really is a four-season town. So if you love being outside and you love being active, or maybe you want to get active, this might be the place for you. You can bring your kids down to this amazing park. You can walk the trails. You can take the e-scooters on the trails if you want. Maybe you are a cross-country enthusiast. Well, you can go cross-country skiing here. It really has something for everyone. Whether you want to take your ice fishing shack out on the lake in the winter, you can do that. Whether you want to skidoo or quad on the lake, there is a polar plunge here. That is something really fun. And yes, when I say polar plunge, I mean plunge. They do plunge in the water, and no, it's not polar bears. It would be you if you want to. So again, Sylvan Lake is full of many activities other than boating, other than swimming, other than paddleboarding, other than just sitting and taking in all the sights. You can stay active, be active, and get active. Let's go talk about one more pro, and it's new to Sylvan Lake. Come with me. Another pro of Sylvan Lake, and something that Sylvan Lake is very proud of, is this new facility, the Next Source Center. In here is a pool, an arena, and a fitness center. So as I mentioned before, Sylvan Lake really is a four seasons community. So if you don't want to be outside in the cold, or you don't want to be outside in the heat, or you don't want to be outside in the rain, you can come on in here. Sylvan Lake, this is one of the pros that I wanted to speak about. Sylvan Lake is great for families. Not only do they have this beautiful facility, we have the community health center that has a multitude of things for you and your family. We have the 24-hour emergency care facility, which really cuts down time in our hospitals around Central Alberta. So if you have a sprain, or you need stitches, or you need to see a doctor quite quickly, it's really easy just to zip into there with the short wait times rather than try to wait in the emergency room, because we do know, not just here in Central Alberta, but around the region, wait times can be long in the emergency facilities. So again, outside of the facility, outside of the beach, outside of the healthcare facilities, schools, education. Now, if you're new to the channel, you're gonna wanna like, subscribe, and follow us because I dove into this a while ago on one of our videos that talked about the education and talked about the healthcare in Sylvan Lake. But I do wanna highlight that Sylvan Lake has great schools for your kids. There's high schools, there's elementary schools, there's kindergarten, there's pre-K, there's private, there's daycare. And also, I want to mention, yes, we do have Catholic schools and we do have public schools. So whichever way you are navigating with your family, whichever route you prefer, Sylvan Lake has to offer it. This is a great place for your kids, and you don't have to be worried about them walking out in the streets in the evening. It's a safe community. It's a smaller community. The neighbors are watching out for your kids. Heck, the people down the road are watching out for your kids. And it's kind of that small town feel like when I was a kid. What time do you come home? When the street lights come on. I know that ages me, but I just really want to focus on the sense of family, community, and safetyness that Sylvan Lake has to offer. Let's come with me. Let's talk about more pros. Okay guys, I could go on and on about the pros of Sylvan Lake because honestly, who wouldn't love lake life? I would feel like I'm on a vacation all the time. And that wouldn't be good because then I wouldn't make these videos and not doing the research and you'd be having to do it yourself. Anyways, let's talk about the last pro for this video. One of the greatest pros in my mind is that you get this small town feel, but you have all of the amenities of a big city. And let me dive into this. So, we have shopping. We have all the box stores here. We have Mark's Work Warehouse. We have Walmart. We have Superstore. We have Independent. We have Sobeys. And outside of that, this street that I'm on right now, Main Street, if you could walk around with me, let's just do a little 360 tour here. You will see that this street goes on and on and on and on and on. And on this street is boutique after boutique, specialty store after specialty store. I mean, we even have a candy store here. We have the Big Moo here. We have breweries here. We have a brand new distillery coming to Sylvan Lake. You're gonna wanna check that out. You can do a tour, you can have red carpet service, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties. We have rooftop patios here. We have coffee shops, bakeries, cafes, yoga studios, hot yoga. And for you ladies, we got hairdressers, and you men, Botox, eyelashes, nails. Everything that you need to live your best life is here in Sylvan Lake. And not to mention the restaurants. Some of Central Alberta's best restaurants are right here in Sylvan Lake. And I encourage you to come here with your family or that special somebody, grab a snack, grab a coffee, walk the trails, go for a dip in the lake, and then relax with a beautiful dinner and a glass of wine. Maybe you're gonna go over to this brewery and eatery. Maybe you're gonna go over to Buck Wilds and sit on the patio with your dog and your kids. Maybe you're gonna go make your own gin at the new distillery at Buck Wilds. Whatever it is to live your best lake life, Sylvan Lake has it. Now, I know, you know I hate it, but we gotta do it. Let's dive into some of the cons of Sylvan Lake, if I have to. Come on. Another con we gotta touch on, guys, which is no different than any other city or town across Canada. We are experiencing rising real estate costs. Why do you ask? Why Sylvan Lake? It's a small town. Well, the more people that want to come here, live here, enjoy lake life in the small town feel, means the more houses they are buying, means the supply is going down and the demand is going up. Here I am in this beautiful new neighborhood, Vista Village, where we have new construction, we have some established neighborhoods in this area. Like I said, the supply and the demand is what is driving the cost of real estate up here in Sylvan Lake. Even some of the original cabins over on the lake are selling for thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even some of those properties have been knocked down and other new houses have been built, and they're millions of dollars. You wouldn't think it, but it's true. And in this video, we will post those, some of those stats and some of those comparables so you can see it. However, it is a con, but it's across Canada, and you know me, I like to put a good spin on every con. So there it is, folks. Yes, Sylvan Lake has rising real estate costs. We need listings, but we also want people to move here. So if you are thinking about moving here, I encourage you to check out the Melcor Development website. It will show you the proposed subdivision plans. You can also go on this Town of Sylvan Lake's website. It will show you that as well. So you can kind of look at lot prices, you can look at new build prices, you can look at the used home market, and you can decide where your budget fits. Now, if you're thinking about moving here in 9 days, 90 days, or a year from now, like Jason and I always say, you're gonna wanna connect with us so we can help you make smart decisions so you can keep those dollar bills in your pocket and spend your money at the Big Moo or spend your money at the boutiques, but we wanna make sure you have all of the education and information necessary so you're not leaving money on the table, so you're keeping the money in your pocket. We want you to make that real estate decision fully educated and fully confident. Yes, prices are on the rise, but yes, we can still get you a good deal. Let's talk about another con. Come with me. Here I am talking about the cons, and you know what? It's not even that big of a deal, but here we are on Lakeshore Drive, really the heart of Sylvan Lake. If you have a hot rod, if you have that cool motorbike, or if you want to strut your stuff, this is the place to do it, Lakeshore Drive. Now, just because the traffic is loud, which maybe you can't hear it right now, but I do have the microphone to my mouth because it does get loud, especially on these summer days. Oh, here we go. You might hear it now. The traffic is busy. People like to peel around here and show off what they got. Who wouldn't? But this is a con. So if you're out here on Lakeshore Drive and you want to eat at some of the restaurants or grab an ice cream at the Big Moo, or you're sitting on the beach, or you have a beautiful home on Lakeshore Drive, you're going to have to put up with the daily traffic and the daily noise. But some might think that's pretty cool if you're into mufflers and motors and good-looking dudes and good-looking babes. This might be the place for you, but if I could talk about a con, this would be one of them. Let's carry on, and let me tell you a couple more cons of Sylvan Lake. Let's dive into another con, guys. So if you are thinking about moving to Sylvan Lake, we gotta talk about the job situation. Now, just like any smaller town, hamlet, you're gonna run into this, and it's not really a bad thing, but it is something we gotta talk about. So with small town, you have smaller population, which means less amenities, obviously. And here in Sylvan Lake, they pride themselves on the entrepreneurships of this community. So many of those boutiques, restaurants, and coffee shops and businesses that I talked about earlier are owned and run by local people. So they don't need a lot of staff. They don't have a lot of overhead. They're running it by themselves, with them, maybe their family. So if you have teenagers that you are hoping that they get jobs, it could be a little bit harder and it will take some time, but yes, there are jobs like at your local gas station, Walmart, Dairy Queen, McDonald's, A&W, all of those types of stores. But we all know that the cost of living is higher here in Central Alberta than it has been in years. And so a lot of those entry-level jobs are having to be taken for adults or families that need a second income. So again, that is a con of living in a smaller community such as Sylvan Lake, the lack of jobs. You will find it. Maybe you will encourage that teenager to start up their own business, their lawn care company, babysitting company, dog walking company. You never know. The sky's the limit. But if you're looking for a job in the want ads or on Marketplace or on LinkedIn or on Indeed, you're going to really have to put some time in there and plan ahead because the jobs are limited. Let's keep going into some of the cons of Sylvan Lake. All right, here's a con, and you might think I'm gonna say traffic. No, I'm not gonna say traffic, but I am here kind of like on your way to the highway on this busy traffic circle. So one of the cons of Sylvan Lake would be the commute. So if you do need to work outside of the city in a major city center like Calgary, Edmonton, or Red Deer, and you hate driving, that's going to be a con for you. Even though Red Deer is about 20 minutes or less, depending where you're going in the city from here, you do have to deal with that drive. And sometimes in the winter, those conditions on the highway could be treacherous, dangerous, and sketchy. But it is close enough that you can do it and you can take extra time. Calgary is, like I've said in some of our other videos, you're going to be upward of an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. Same with Edmonton. So if you have that specialty job, you need to fly in and out all the time, you're definitely going to want to think about the commute from Sylvan Lake. And that's all I got to say about that. I'm not going to talk anymore about the cons of Sylvan Lake because honestly, who wouldn't want lake life? Shalane Walls, Jason Walls, if you're thinking about moving to Central Alberta, you know who you need to call. The Walls Real Estate Group. You need to like, subscribe, and follow us for all of our videos so we can help you make your move seamless. Drop a comment below if you have any questions, any concerns, or you want any more information about anything that I talked about in this video or any other video that you hopefully are watching. Call us, email us, text us anytime. Drop a comment. Do you like this video? Do you want to see more of this stuff? Do you hate it? You let me know. Maybe you just like my outfit. Tell me what you think. Shalane Walls, Jason Walls with the Walls Real Estate Group.